Hey, what's up, my YouTube fam? I'm back. This is Larry with Invest and Build Your Credit and Wealth. Today, we have another exciting class. We're going to be talking about delinquent accounts. We're going to be talking about how to make sure you're paying attention, how sometimes creditors can trick you to think that they had updated your account, but actually haven't updated your account and still have your account reported as delinquent. We're going to talk about what is a delinquent account, how to avoid delinquent accounts, how it affects your credit scores in multiple different ways. We're going to break all of that down. Take your notes, get your pen and paper out, pay attention to this class because there's a lot of good information. But you know the deal. Please, I always want to thank my new subscribers that are coming to the channel. Appreciate you. All I ask you to do, this is some powerful, good information. All I ask you to do is subscribe, like, share. Subscribe, like, share. You know, that's all I ask you to do is subscribe, like, share. You know, get this information out. You know what I mean? So, hey, I appreciate y'all. Appreciate y'all coming and visiting me, listening to the information. Hey, this is powerful information. I'm doing my research for you. Things that I do within my credit repair business to help my clients out, to try to clean up the things that are on their credit report. We're going to talk about how to dispute. Also, if the first dispute letter doesn't come out, what do you do with the second dispute letter? What you do with the third dispute letter? With delinquent accounts is also be able to email the original creditor and let them know that especially if you reached out to them and they didn't correct it. You know, we're going to talk about how you reach out to a second time and say now you're starting to be negligent on you're being negligent on correcting my credit report. And these letters are to show that you're negligent in fixing the things that I'm telling you are wrong on my credit report. You are the original creditor. You're the one that's entering the information in the e-Oscar system. So it's your responsibility to make sure that the information is reporting accurately. All right, let's get into it. So delinquent accounts. You know, a delinquent account is an account that you're more than 30 days late, 30, 60, 90, 120, 180. We're not going to talk about charge-offs. We're getting that another day. So those accounts are delinquent. I tell everybody, remember your account can, just because you're late with your original creditor, your payments due on the 5th, and your payments due on the 5th and you pay it on the 8th. Yeah, you may be late with your original creditor, but not reflect on your credit report. You're still on time. Remember, you cannot be more than 30 days late. So I don't care what you do, try to make a payment before that 30th day so they don't put that negative mark on your credit report. The damaging things about delinquent accounts is this. You could be current, still be delinquent. So this is how they really slam you on your credit report. You're delinquent, right? So your account is tagged as delinquent. Then it's tagged on payment status as late 30 days. Then you're tagged down in the payment history. They give you a big old black, yellow 30 days late. So not only are you delinquent, you're past due, and you got a late payment. So you got 3 negative things affecting. That's why they say your score could drop as much as 100 points on a delinquent account. That's why it's so important. I understand, believe me, maybe you lost your job, or you had some other unfortunate things happen. But whatever you do, try to make that payment before it goes more than 30 days late. On the 29th day, get that payment in. Do what you got to do. If you got to float payments, so each one of them don't make 30 days, float those payments. I don't care what you do. I'm just keeping it real with you. If you got one payment and you late on that one and you can't make this one, you say, okay, I'm going to get that one of 30 days. Okay, now I got to work on this. I don't want it to hit 30 days. I don't care if you float the payment. because all that stuff, if you float payments and you can do it successfully, that negative information will never hit your credit report. It's real important that you make sure that you do not have a delinquent account reporting. And we're going to also talk about the current accounts that are current and delinquent and closed accounts that are delinquent. So understand that if your account goes more than 30 days, it is tagged a delinquent. Then you're going to get tagged with a past due balance. And then you're going to get tagged in the history for 30 days late. All that information is in there. That is why it's so important not to. So to alleviate that, do what you have to do to make that payment on the 29th day. Not on the 30th day, on the 29th day. On the 30th day, you're 30 days late. And with the creditor, depending on how they process payments, you may pay it on the 30th, but they may not process that payment until the 31st, right? So, and they may say, well, our system didn't actually process the order to this date. So to alleviate all of that, to put yourself where you're arguing with the original creditor, make that the 29th day that you paid it, okay? Now, there's a lot of things I see and I've seen on individuals' credit report that I work. And you really have to pay attention to this. And I think a lot of people miss this. And they're like, my account ain't delinquent. I paid that account. Yeah, it's reporting delinquent. What happens is you have an account. Maybe you had an account that was late and you owed $100 on that account. So you finally paid, you say, you know what? I'm just gonna pay this whole account off, take care of it, be done. What happens is a lot of original creditors, oh yes, they're taking that last payment and they change the balance to 0. But you were late 30 days. And what happens is they do not correct that late 30 days. Delinquent is ongoing, meaning you are delinquent. Once you catch that account up, you are no longer delinquent. And a lot of people miss this on their credit report on closed accounts that they paid off that are still reporting delinquent because in the payment status, it says late 30 days. Because the original creditor didn't go back in and correct that to current. Because when they updated that to current, that account has no longer been delinquent. A lot of people, it is hurting their credit score because they're not understanding, and all they see is that the account says 0, the balance says 0, but they're not looking at every aspect of every criteria on your credit report. So I've seen it numerous times where the payment status would say late 30 days, but the balance is 0. How could I be late 30 days if the balance is 0, right? So what do you do in these cases? You're going to dispute it with the credit bureau saying this account is current. I made a payment on this day. This account is no longer delinquent. This account is reporting delinquent as if I have not made a payment. I made a payment on this date. You also need to take a copy of that, circle it, and then send it in to the original creditor. You're reporting that this account is delinquent. I highlighted and referenced the areas on my credit report that shows that you haven't updated this section of my credit report to report current. As I look at my, because you don't have to be, it's a little different when you're talking, and you can write, let's say, as I look at my credit report and I look at the payment status, it still says I'm late 30 days. I cannot be late 30 days because the balance is 0. The account is closed. I cannot be late 30 days. I cannot have a delinquent account. Please update. Now, the first time they may come back and say, we're reporting this is accurate. You come back and you send them another letter, say, this is my second attempt. Because of my first letter, and I'm keeping record of my interaction with you about this credit report, Now we're getting into your negligence into correcting my credit report. That's a serious word, negligence, because now that's a little bit more money if you can prove they're negligent. Because that's a different story than just, hey, you inaccurate reporting and we can get $1,000 for each inaccurate information on your credit report. But when it becomes negligent, now that amount, that cap, it becomes larger. So make sure you use that word negligence. You have become negligent in correcting my credit report that I have sent 3 letters or 2 letters and examples of how you're reporting on my credit report that is damaging my score. Again, I'm asking you to correct my score. This account is current. Remove the late 30 days on my payment status because I'm no longer late 30 days. Just got to break it down to them because sometimes I don't know what you're talking about. But that word negligent is a powerful word. Same thing with the credit bureaus. After you sent that first letter and it's verified, you know it's inaccurate. You send in that second letter, right? When you send in that third letter should have negligence in it. This is my 3rd attempt to correct this inaccurate account that is blatantly inaccurate. I sent you the policies. I sent you a copy of how it's reporting and how it's damaging my credit report, and you refuse to correct it. Now this not becomes a mistake. Now it becomes more of your negligence in correcting my credit report. It's all in the wording that you use. Because there's certain things they pick up on at the credit bureaus, and negligence is one of them. So it is their responsibility to report accurate information as accurate as they can, 100% accurate. But when you can prove that they're being negligent in the correcting of inaccurate information, you just raise the bar on how much money, if you wanted to take them to court, that you can sue them for. That's what it is. So we talked about delinquent accounts. We talked about credit reports, what to look at, payment status. Does it still show like you're late 30 days, even though you have a 0 balance? Understand that delinquent accounts hit you in multiple ways. It's going to hit you as delinquent. It's going to hit you as late payment. It's going to hit you as a past due payment. Multiple ways. And that's why they say your score could drop 100 to 125 points on a delinquent account. That's why it's so important not to let your accounts get to that status. So that was just my quick little video. If you have any other questions about delinquent accounts or how you need to handle delinquent accounts, or some scenario that you came about within your delinquent account, you know the deal. You can look in the descriptions. You can email me. I'll get back to you. We can set up a free phone consultation for credit. I'm all about helping people. I do have a credit repair package that has all that information, credit resource guide, fair credit reporting act. Those are free. A bunch of letters, information about collection companies, about medical debt, about all kind of stuff. If you're interested, hit me up. The package is $70. It's a lot of info, good, positive information in there. So if you have any questions, hit me up. This is Larry with Invest and Build Your Credit and Wealth. I appreciate y'all for hanging out. Hopefully this video brings y'all some good information to help y'all really reevaluate your credit report, especially on delinquent accounts and how to deal with them. But I'm here to help you. Any other questions, you know the deal. Hit me up and I'll be back. So thank you. Have a blessed day. I'll see you at the next video.